Hello everyone, how you doing? Todd Walters, Platinum Coach, Craig Proctor Real Estate Coaching. Glad to have you today. I know that you're very busy selling houses, working in the business, on the business, goodness gracious, who knows what. But you know what? Taking time out of your schedule to be on these webinars that we do once a week in this program for the Platinum members, it's a big deal. I want to just address that momentarily, while everybody kind of gets settled in here, and then get into the meat of what we got for you lined up today. I was having a conversation a little earlier today with Lester Cox and another Platinum member, and I told her the same thing. The way it works for you is that you should have, hopefully you have, and you should have, kind of what I've got right here in front of me, which is I don't know if you can hear me flipping through it here, but I've got a notepad. And on my notepad is a whole bunch of stuff to do. It's a list of things to do. And if I was to get all of these things done, my businesses would be really different. They would be way better, right? So that's the list that you want to have and create and be ongoing for yourself in your business. Good entrepreneurs, business leaders, rainmakers, you work from a list of things to do. And the list may very well be a notepad long, but there should always be a top 5 priority. So your job is to look at your list, identify 5 of these things that you believe rise to the top, and one of those 5 is the number 1 priority for the day. And there shouldn't be days that go by where these things on your list don't get done. That shouldn't happen. If it does happen to you, then, I understand you're busy and maybe there's momentum in your business, but trust me, there will come a time where the momentum slows down or goes backwards if you don't keep implementing, working on, doing the things that you have on your list. Okay? That's how it works. So these webinars that we do, and this is what I've discovered over the last 11 years as Platinum Coach, is that when we do a call, we do a webinar, we do a live event, you attend, there should be list created, okay, a list created. You go back on your list and you write down or you highlight or you move to the top the 5 things that are most important on the list. Okay, and the list is always growing. And I understand you come across something you think is better at that moment in time and maybe replaces one or the other. That's up to you and how you manage those things, but there should be a top 5. And it comes as a result of being at the events, the conferences, being on these webinars once a week. We do one every week. Reading the stuff that I send you, the newsletters that you get every month in the package, listening to the CD, PowerPoints, and other things that are including in your monthly packages that you get, and your consultations with your coach. Every one of these things results in a list, an ongoing list of things to do, which results in priorities. Okay? So let me repeat that, and then we'll get into the webinar. Here's how it works. You attend events, conferences live, right? A list is created. Okay? You get on these webinars live. Once a week. We do one every week. You're on them live. That's basically we'll call it 6 hours a month of live webinars. You get emails from me that you read. You get a package every month from Craig and I that you read. Listen to those consults. All of these things go right to your list of things to do. And that list may be really long, but 5 of those things take priority. One of those 5 is the top priority, and your job as the rainmaker is to implement, get those things done. What I've discovered is that if you miss live events or you miss a webinar and you try to catch it on a replay, the list doesn't get created as well. So there's something about working on your business in real time like we're doing right now with those of you that are here. It's a big deal. So congratulations for doing that, and that takes care of our, my coaching advice for the day. Okay, so great job. All right, I'm gonna put my list over to the side because it's distracting me right now. As I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get these things done, and that's it. All right, so I've thrown up on the screen here for you the agenda for September's Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference, and the reason I put it up on the screen is to get you jazzed up. It's done. The agenda is complete, and you can see right here we've got a great country and Western theme to it, obviously, which means that you're going to be seeing a lot of those things that have to do with the country and the West and all that kind of stuff, like this, creating an overflow of Ponderosa-sized profits from your advancing real estate business. I like that. Check out session 9 to 1:30 here, Cowboy Up, the fastest way to become the next billion-dollar agent, Craig Proctor. Okay, and it carries on from there, 10:45 to 11:30, day one. Don't squat with your spurs on. The biggest mistakes most agents make that keep them from a quantum leap. And trust me, there's some huge mistakes that most of you are making right now. It's just keeping you from growing and expanding your business. So we're going to, I want to just get you jazzed up, just give you a sneak peek of that. We'll be posting that agenda here pretty soon on the coaching sites. We're way out front on this one, and it will be the biggest and the best and the wildest, most aggressive platinum conference that we've ever done over 11 years of doing this, okay? So that'll get you jazzed up for it. Write that down on your list there. Register for Platinum Conference in September in Anaheim, California. Yep, get that written down. All right, great job. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. Here, hang on one second. I'm running this show by myself today. So I'm going to minimize that right there, minimize that, minimize that. What else I got here? Minimize all these kinds of things. Get back to the coaching site. You probably can't see that on your computer because it's not in, where's that? Here we go. That's what I want right here. Okay. So I've got about 3 things on the agenda today for you. The first one is what you're seeing on your screen here. I spent some time with Bill Watson discussing just sold cards. Now, real quickly, just sold cards, it's one-off marketing, one-off, one-off. I'm not a big fan of one-off marketing, but you can leverage one-off marketing to get business provided it's not one-off. Now, you know what I mean by one-off? One-off means you do it once. For example, you list a home. This is the way most agents do it, okay? This is not good. This is the way most people in the industry do it. They list a home and they sell it, and they decide, you know what, I sold this house, so I'm going to send out a postcard to all the neighbors around the listing to let them know that I sold the house. Okay, and that's going to get business. So that's what happens, and that's it. It's a one-off. They mailed something one time to those people in the area, and then that's it. And every now and then somebody calls, so that perpetuates the madness. The agent gets rewarded for bad behavior. So I don't like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I recorded this conversation with Bill Watson yesterday on this postcard that you're seeing on your screen. It's not long. It's about a 20-minute conversation. And I walk him through him creating the perfect just sold card, what it should look like, what it should do, and what you're looking at on the screen is not the finished product. This was Bill's second pass. Okay, let me repeat. This is Bill Watson's second pass at the card, and I don't have the final one to show you, but what I'm going to show you will explain one-off marketing versus more aggressive follow-up and sequential marketing. And what Bill is sitting on right here is what I consider to be a marketing breakthrough. A marketing breakthrough that if you will watch and listen to what I'm telling him here over the next 15 or 20 minutes, you got to write fast because this is a pretty fast-paced webinar. And I'm going to play the recording for you, and then I may stop it and weigh in a little bit, but I want you to see this right now because it's really good. And then once we get through this, I've got 2 other things that I want to share with you, including one of the biggest marketing breakthroughs that I believe of all time in the industry. Especially in my opinion since the development of the MLS system. So with that, let me see if I can bring my speaker around and get this so you guys can hear it. All right, hang on, bear with me. We're live and in person. Well, not really in person. Okay, man, so I got your card here, right? You can hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
All right, good, all right. So let's kind of walk through this thing. So what you're trying to do is create the perfect just sold card. So I know a thing or two about this, and I think I can help you. All right, first of all, the template that you're using is one that I helped Warren Fox with which was just a USP card promoting his performance guarantee, unique selling proposition. So if I pull up that card real fast, bear with me 1 second here, and I'm going to find it. Here it is. If we take a look at that card, you can see it?
I can.
Okay. This is a jumbo size card. The card you're doing, is it jumbo?
It's 6 by 12.
Okay, so it's a big card. So all you've done here, if we look at your card and we look at Warren's here, you've just popped out basically the testimonials, and you've popped in really just a different kind of proof, but in this case, a property that you sold.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so that's what makes it, I'll say, a just sold card. All right. So a couple of things. We start up here at the top, and then we'll make our way around it. One of the things that I've discovered over the last 11 years as a platinum coach, dealing with individuals, teams, brands, and logos, is that the members who use their own photo, like Craig Proctor did, regardless of how many people he had on his team, your home sold or I'll buy it, or your home sold or will buy it, Craig Proctor team, it just always, you get a bigger response with a personal guarantee. So it's a difference between, say, Donald Trump saying, I'm guaranteeing you something, or Trump Incorporated with his logo saying, we guarantee you something. All right? It's just, it means more, it has more gravitas to it. So that's why I encourage you to use your photo next to your performance guarantee with your name. Okay? But that's why it's there. All right? So your home sold and the price accepted, you guaranteed or will buy it.
Now, this is a mock-up still. We still got stuff to do.
Right. So this is the proof. But that's why we're doing this little webinar, so you get it right.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, it would say Bill Watson over here. Let me get a little drawing pin. So right here is going to have your photo, Bill Watson, okay? And right here, you probably want to capitalize that W there. And if it were me, it would say, I'll buy it. If it were me. Okay. And I'm the team leader. We generate more leads that way. Okay? You can do what you want to do, but that's what it would do with me. Okay? Okay, now, right here, okay, so next, let's see, call action. To discuss the sale of your home, call Watson team at 303-842-0836, or get a free special report that details this exclusive offer at guaranteedsalesplanco.com. guaranteedsalesplanco.com. Okay. But when you look at a white space, what I was thinking is this here, I was drawing a little line on it, this might go.
Okay.
While every agent will promise to sell your home, the reality of the real estate market today is that this simply doesn't always happen. Needless to say, this is highly frustrating to a home seller like you. Our guaranteed sale program solves this dilemma. And typically what you would do is you'd go on and say, here's why, or here's how it solves your dilemma. Like you can't say our guaranteed sale program solves this dilemma and stop. You can, but it's just not as effective as going on with here's why or here's how. Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So since we're not doing that and we decided to use statistical USPs instead, I would probably just get rid of this paragraph altogether. It's either that or we got to explain that paragraph with bullet points. So I'm going to recommend getting rid of that paragraph. Okay? That'll create a little more white space for you. And then you can say 4 big reasons to call Watson team to sell your home. Number 1, we get you more money. Okay, so you need to say we get you more money. Number 2, we sell your home faster. Number 3, your home is more likely to sell. And number 4, we got the buyers.
And then I'll put what we've got in our buyer and waiting program.
Mm-hmm.
So item number 1 will get you more money. Is that what you said?
We get you more money.
Okay. Number 2.
Watson Team gets you 3.8% more than the average area agent. Watson Team 96. Probably want to clarify this. Watson Team sales price to list price ratio. This is just really vague over here.
Yep.
Watson Team 96.8% of asking. Watson Team percent of asking price. AVG percent of asking price. How about that? Is that what you want to put in there? So you got to put it in this graph. Maybe you got to explain what this is a little more. I see it over here. We get you more money. Watson Team gets you 3.8% more than the average area agent. So probably what I would do, let me get rid of these drawings, is I'd give some separation in these graphs. They're all in one line here. See that?
Right.
Yeah, that line needs to go away, and we just need some separation in this, just so we can understand it more.
You need separation, spread them out, or jog them, or?
Well, they don't need to be spread out. It's just that there's this black line right here.
Yeah, so we just got to get rid of that.
I don't like that line. I don't even know why it's there. I don't think it needs to be. I'm just trying to get this a little more eye appealing. So number 1,
Mm-hmm.
we get you more money. All right, so we're going to get rid of this. We do that. That went away. It gives you a little more link to area to work with. 4 big reasons to call Watson Team to sell your home. Number 1, we get you more money. Watson Team gets you 3.8% more than the average area agent. Watson Team percent of asking price, 96.8%. Average agent, 93%. So I think you can put that in there, a little percent sign of asking price right in there. See that?
Right there in that, right next to the Watson Team in the red. So just a percentage of asking price.
Yeah, right in here. Watson Team percent of asking price. Can you see that?
I do.
All right. Okay. Number 2, we sell your home faster. Watson Team sells homes almost twice as fast, and if you can fit it in here, as the average agent. If you can, it's not necessary. Watson Team, 48 days, average agent, 91 days. Let me see if we need to clarify that here. Watson Team, average agent. Probably can put there, after average agent, days on market. In that little box.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Number 3, your home's more likely to sell. Watson Team's homes are 23.4% more likely to sell. Okay. Watson Team, 73.3%, average agent 49.9%. This is only one here that is difficult to explain. 73.3% of what? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Average agent 49.9% of what? So we can't confuse them here. We got to be really clear on what we're trying to tell them. Your home is more likely to sell. Watson Team's homes are 23.4% more likely to sell. Okay? Watson Team, so you only sell 73.3% of the homes you list before the expiration date?
No, you know what? I haven't changed these stats yet from warrants. All I did was implant this right now just to get to the limit.
I got you, okay.
Of my daddy.
I was going to say, I don't like that number. That's really low. Let's remove it.
No, I don't like that. I don't like any of these numbers. My numbers are a lot stronger than these numbers. So I'm going to, once we kind of get the layout and stuff, then I'm going to have it just kind of all the accurate stuff punched in.
Okay. Here's how you can do this. Okay. You don't even have to have these percentages here. Okay. You can just put Watson team 2 times more likely to sell. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
3 times more likely to sell. 4 times more likely to sell. Whatever it is. 2+ times more likely to sell. Watson's team's homes are 2 times more likely to sell. So you don't need a percentage there.
In this particular number 3, but we need them in 1 and 2, correct?
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't have to be. It could be, 2 times more likely. That's what, it's 100% or 200%, right? Or that's 100%. 2 times more. Okay, so it could be 33% more likely to sell.
Yeah, but 2, yeah, okay, I got it.
Okay, so instead of using percentages there, you can just put 2 times. Or Watson team, 33% more likely to sell. And you don't even need, you can put, out beside Watson team right here, in this little area, Watson team more likely to sell. All right, so no percentage. Watson team more likely to sell. Watson team's homes are 2 times more likely to sell, or whatever you want to put there.
Got it.
Okay. And then down here where it says you got the buyers, probably needs to be some sort of demonstration there. Like instead of you got the buyers, it obviously needs to say,
yeah, we've got the buyers, and
we got the buyers. And just go ahead and say it. We have over 300 buyers in our database looking for a home in the area. Watson team has over 300 buyers in our database looking for a home in the area. Whatever the number is.
Yeah, it's like 3,400, but
Okay, there you go. Watson team has over 3,400 buyers in our database looking for a home in the area. You'll be able to fit that right in there. So what you've got here is you've got this, and then you have this little graph illustration too. So in other words, if I cover this all up over here and I'm just looking at the graph, I can understand it.
right.
If I cover the graph up and I'm just looking at this over here, I can understand it. That's what I was getting at.
Got it. No, that makes sense.
Okay. So it's just, that means it's clear. It's very clear and a 5th grader can understand. All right, so that takes care of your statistical USP. That's really good. So again, we're going to get rid of this paragraph up here, and that allows you to move this up a little bit, create a little more white space right in this area. Okay, good. Let me erase that drawing. Okay, now over here in your just sold box, where it says sold in 2 days for 103% of the asking price, you really want to say that you sold it.
Okay.
Okay. We sold, or Watson team, take the opportunity to use your name. Watson team sold, 4360 Eugene Way for 103% of the asking price. You sure you want to put Denver in there?
No, I don't have to put Denver in there. Just
Okay. Like if I'm in Aurora or Inglewood or Broomfield or wherever it is you sell houses around there, and you're sending the postcard to it, Eugene Way. I may not know where Eugene Way is, but my assumption I can draw is that it's somewhere in the area. But if you put Denver, I'm like, well, I don't live in Denver. I live in Inglewood.
Right. So really, I mean, wouldn't I get rid of the address down below and drop the picture and up on top saying Watson Team sold?
Yeah, Watson Team sold 4360 Eugene Way in 2 days for 130% of the asking price.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's good. So you got a box there, and you just box that whole thing in. Right? And all you're doing is basically popping out the editorial ads, popping this in, and you're good. So you can use this card interchangeably. If you're going to do it on a mass mailing, like on a farming tool, then you can use the testimonials that we were looking at, with like this, like with Warren's card. Almost down. Can you see that?
I do.
Okay.
So are you saying don't use a picture of the house?
No. I'm saying if you want, the card can be used 2 different ways. You can do you can use the postcard as a farming tool using the testimonials.
Correct.
But if you're going to use it as a just sold card, then it's a totally different marketing system. So you use the same card, just use testimonials or use a just sold, depending on what you're doing with it.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
So I think that's great because then you can use it. It becomes a multifaceted piece.
Yeah, you can just change that box out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about, let me go back to my, well, I can just stick with my little pin here. Okay, so what you do with a just sold card, let's make sure we get your offer here. To find out how much you can sell your home for and how long it will take, visit. You know what I would do here, dude? Is I'd tell them to call you.
Okay.
To find out how much you can sell your home for and how long it would take, call Bill at whatever number. Or, call your phone number. That's what I would do there, based on what kind of card this is. And who we're going to be sending it to. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. Okay, so for a just sold card, here's who you send them to. Okay? You send them to the expired listings. So to figure out how long you want to go back. If you want to go back to everybody that's expired in the last month, last 2 weeks, last 1 day, that's up to you. Okay? But there's probably a cycle in there. So for example, we were marketing to the expired listings anyway in our marketplace. We had them. They were getting direct mail from us, that 4-page sales letter that you're familiar with.
Right.
Okay? So whenever we would send out a card like this, we would send it to those same people. Even though they were getting other direct mail from us, everybody that had pretty much expired in the last 30 days is who was getting mail from us, because at the end of the month, we pretty much stopped direct mail. Okay?
Got it.
So they would get this card. So it's a pretty fair number of people. So it would reinforce what they were already getting. And it was a little different take on what they were getting in terms of the same message. Okay? So it worked really good. So you send it to the expired listings, number one. Then you should probably send it to the old expires. So 6 months, for example, everybody who expired 6 months ago, between the 6th and 7th month or the 7th and 8th month, old expired listings. And I'm just being hypothetical, but you send it to new expired, send it to old expired listings. So what we want to do with the Just Sold card is really target people who we know are most likely interested in making a move.
Right.
The average agent out there in the industry sends it to everybody that's around the listing that they sold.
Right.
Okay, and they have no idea if those people are interested in making a move or not. So they get very little from that, and they quit doing it. So my suggestion is...
I will tell you,
What's that?
I think this is a perfect add-on to our Expired campaign.
Right. So my suggestion is to send it to those people that you know are more likely interested in making a move, and expired listings will be at the top of the list. New expireds, old expireds. And then you determine how far back to go. So all the new expireds in the last 30 days, for example, or the last 2 weeks, all the old expireds between 6 months and 7 months, 7 months or 8 months or whatever. Okay. Next on the list would be all the for sale by owners. So if you've got a list of FSBOs or get those from someplace, they should get this card as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Next on the list would be all of the seller prospects that you have in your database that's tagged as a seller prospect. So if you're generating leads from property inquiries, editorial ads, other marketing systems that you have, and you've got it tagged as a seller prospect, they should be getting the Just Sold card.
Yes.
And then fourth on the list would be all of the active listings in the marketplace. Okay? If it's a softer market or a stable market where about a third of the homes do not sell within their listing time frame, I would send it to the actives. All right, so you can add, if you're a realtor, if you're not a realtor or board of realtor member, then you don't have an issue. If you are, then you probably want to put a little disclaimer down here that says, not intended. Right. Not intended to solicit properties currently listed for sale by a licensed real estate agent. Yep. In the fine print somewhere. Okay. All right. So that would be, in essence, if you take this card here and make those changes or additions to it, that becomes the perfect, quote, Just Sold card, or at least one side of it. Let's look at the other side. Hang on 1 second. Let me go to my normal drawing. All right, the second side pretty much is the same thing. Okay? You can, if it were me, I would use a testimonial of the guy's house that I sold. So I got his house on one side, and I got his testimonial on the other.
Right. Okay.
So that's the way I would do it. If you can get away with it.
Okay.
So here's the other side of the card, and it looks pretty much just like this. And there's your, and you got your Just Sold information down here. But in this case, it's a testimonial of the guy's house you sold. Or it can look like it's a testimonial from the guy's house you just sold.
Yeah, exactly. It can just be a testimonial.
Right. You just run a testimonial here, and if you have a picture of somebody, great. If you don't, put this box in that box. Okay, and then there's your card. Now, and then probably what you want to do is every time you sell a house that you think.
Okay, there you go. We'll call that marketing breakthrough number 1 for the day. Let me get my microphone adjusted. Hang on 1 second. There we go. But anyway, so that gives you some ideas there of this, what for the industry is a one-off. And let me just go ahead and transition back here to a different slide for you. There we go. So for some of you that I saw some people arriving late there, you probably missed the vast majority of what we were talking about, but I thought it was a great, and it is a marketing breakthrough for many of you if you adopt the strategy I'm talking about. What really is a failed marketing system, quote, Just Sold and Just Listed cards, it can absolutely be a marketing breakthrough if you take what it is I just shared with you for the last 30 minutes with Bill Watson and put it to work in your business. Okay? One-off marketing, something you send just one time to one group of people, not good. That's not cool. But think about it. Bill here, he's selling at least one listing every week, more, but he can cherry pick through them. He can leverage that house to go right at all the seller prospects in his database. all the expired listings that he's already hammering, the for sale by owners he's already prospecting to, the active listings in the marketplace that are probably getting stuff from him through farming materials as well anyway. So it's great in addition to all of those things, okay? And of course I mentioned the old expireds as well on that list. So not going to rehash it here in a summary, but that should help you guys with what it is you're doing right now if you're engaged in it. I consider that to be a marketing breakthrough. Bill's going to put this to work for him. He will get more listings as a result of doing it and doing it that way. And when I get the finished product from him on that card, I'll send it to everyone. It's no problem. You'll get it. And he doesn't mind sharing that, and I would expect that most of you will take it and put it to work as well. Right? So we'll say that's marketing breakthrough number 1 for the day. Very good. All right. Now, depending on where you are in your business right now, in your career, I'll shoot straight with you. My biggest marketing breakthrough ever was just taking my unique selling proposition, okay? It was just taking it and associating it or putting it with my brand. I'm looking through my email right now at some of your emails that I get from you guys, and I've got one here. So I am going to throw it up on the screen, but I'm going to delete everything with it. It's from Glenn. There we go. Now I'm going to show it to you. See if it pops up here. Hang on one second. Okay, here we go. So here's an email I got from Glenn Allen. Now, understand that I'm just pulling Glenn's up. Glenn's a great guy, and he's doing a fantastic job growing his business. He's very aggressive, doing a great job. But this is not unlike other emails, business cards, materials, things I've got stacked on my desk from you guys. It's not unlike any of them. One of the biggest marketing breakthroughs for me was to basically take my, quote, brand and associate it with my unique selling proposition so that wherever or whenever the public saw my name, they didn't just see Todd Walters. They saw Todd Walters, your home sold or I'll buy it. It was one and the same. It was like an extension of my name. It was the same. It was like another part of my last name. So instead of saying Junior, it said your home sold or I'll buy it. So it's a deficiency that many of you have. Even you'll remember the Facebook photo that I showed you guys not too awful long ago from Top Dog Award member Francois McKay. Like Francois, I kid him about this, right? He knows it. He's probably listening right now. He gives me a mug that's got his logo on it, Group McKay. I get back to Atlanta. I'm drinking coffee out of the mug, and I look at it, and I'm like, holy crap. There's no unique selling proposition here, no offer, no phone number, no nothing associated with this brand. As a matter of fact, I'm not even, since I'm not a French guy, I don't understand French well, I can't even tell it's real estate oriented. So I take a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and I'm like, even the great Top Dog Award winner, Mr. Francois McKay, fails to apply fully all of the marketing principles associated. Now we can have a little fun there. He's doing 70 transactions a month. I mean, come on. But look, it's a marketing mistake. So one of the biggest breakthroughs is just taking your brand, like you got Glenn here. Okay, here's Mr. Glenn Allen. In wherever I see Glenn's name, I should also see his unique selling proposition. It's just part of it. And we've had this discussion, and I'm sure he's thinking about doing that and will. But it at all levels of business, no matter how long members have been in this program, there's still deficiencies there. So one of the greatest marketing breakthroughs for me was being able to understand early in my career, because Craig Proctor beat it into my head. God, I should not see your name, Todd Walters, and not see your home sold or I'll buy it, since that's your unique. It has to be one and the same. It's in the same box, right? So whatever you got to do to make that happen, make it happen. And after about 3 or 4 times of saying it, I did it, and I got to tell you, that was a game changer. Just putting my name, I'm signing things anyway. My name's out there anyway. It was a big deal. So, and I've said this before to many of you. Many of you get it, but yet still, you pass it off and neglect things because you delegate stuff to other people, and they don't fully understand the gravity of that. Okay, so that should be prime directive number 1 for you. whatever your name is, there's your unique selling proposition as well. Okay? So with that, I want to talk about what I consider to be the greatest marketing breakthrough of all time in our business here, and I'm trying to find the materials I want to throw up on the screen here. Bear with me one second. And I'm going to get Shai to come on here and help me with this. Shai, if I can get your attention. But we've talked about this, the bomb, before, and you've seen it from Shai many times. But I'm going to throw this up on the screen here so you guys can get a better look at this, okay? And I'm going to open up Shai's microphone, and we're going to go to questions and take all your questions here in just a few minutes. Okay, but many of you send me what I call pre-selling packages, okay? And it's an envelope, and on your letter to me it says, "Hey, here's my bomb," and I tell myself, "So look, that's not a bomb. It's just an envelope with stuff in it," it's not. Yes, you're sending an envelope. Yes, it's a FedEx envelope or some other creative envelope for the most part. But understand, that's still, in my opinion, not good enough for you. Your job as the rainmaker in this program is to show up like nobody else. Okay, so you might want to write that down. Show up like nobody else. All right? So the best thing that we ever came up with was putting it in a box, okay, not an envelope, but a box, this equivalent to a medium or large pizza box, shows up at somebody's front door prior to you showing up, a day or two before, 3 days before. Now you're talking. Now you're showing up like none of your competitors. One of the commonalities among our top members in our program, a third of the members in this program exceed over $1 million in commissions. Some of them as high as $5 million, $6 million, like the $6 million woman, Marty Bennett. Look, they show up like nobody else. They spare no expense to do it. Those things make a big difference in your business. So I want you to be confident that it's okay to spend more money to get business, especially listings. If you want more free time, list more houses. Okay? If you want more free time, get more listings. That's how this business works. So I'm going to get Shai on the phone here. And Shai, I want to talk about this bomb a little bit, and if we could spend a few minutes on it. And you've done a pretty good job of helping members with it, so I'm going to unmute your microphone here. Oh, I lost you, Mr. Shai. Let me see if I can find you. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find Shai, because I know you're going to have some questions only he can answer there. So, Shai, you can just jump back on if you can't make it. That's too bad, dude, because we were going to have a discussion about it. All right? Oh, bummer. I don't see him in my queue. Hang on one second, guys. This is what happens when you're running things by yourself. He must have had an appointment or something to run off to. All right, but let's just take a look at this bad boy, okay? You can see it's a box. On front of the box is your sign, okay? A picture of your for sale sign in front of a house with your brand and your unique selling proposition. Inside the box, it's your stuff. It's a radio interview CD. It's a backstage tour video of your business. It's a map of area home sales. Information kit, USB stick, okay? Here's what you do now, testimonial book, and all these other things. That's a bomb, okay? That is how you show up like nobody else, okay? Whereas most real estate agents, they will print pre-selling packages and they'll send them, and you'll know what I mean by this. You've actually received comments from other homeowners where they said, yeah, I got similar information from another agent when you send things in an envelope. Okay, now, look, I understand that that's a great step toward a shock and awe package like like this bomb here. Okay, but trust me, it ain't the same. Okay. So Shai, I'm going to open up your microphone there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, man.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Todd, for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I threw up the bomb here. We're talking about marketing breakthroughs today, And this whole shock in all box, in Craig and I's opinion, is the way you show up like nobody else. Now, we did a webinar not too awful long ago about the ultimate converters with the online, which really is the bomb, but it's an online version. There's one for sellers, one for buyers, and one for recruiting agents. We talked about that. We've been there and done that. And everybody has access to it now, and I know a lot of members are working on that, and that's just part of what you do. My preference is when I book an appointment with a seller, they're going to get the email confirmation from me. It's going to have a link to the Ultimate Converter, but before I show up as well, on their doorstep, they're going to get this box. And it's a big honking box. It's got a bunch of goodies inside. So what I want you to do is I want you to walk us through what the bomb really is, so that once and for all members, both old and new, can really see what a real shock and awe package and system is. And if they want to get it, they want to put something like this together, they can contact you and you can do it for them. But just give us an idea of what a real bomb is, if you don't mind. All right?
Sure. So as you see here is the box. Now the box is the previous slide. The box comes inside a Tyvek envelope. It's like an envelope that you would receive like a FedEx package or a UPS. So it looks important. It looks like it's come from someone has taken the time and effort to send you by courier this this package. And so the idea is that it's, like the name suggests, it grabs their attention.
All right, so hold on.
That's really key.
So it's kind of like a Christmas package. You know how you get a Christmas package and it's got wrapping around it, and you're like, I wonder
what's this?
Yeah, what is in it? You pick it up, you shake it around, and that's a big deal. And so I want everybody to be aware of that. Is that the packaging is important. It's a giant envelope. It's big, three-dimensional. So that's number one part of it. Okay, open the envelope. Inside.
They can't help but opening it up.
All right, so open it up. There's the box. And on front of the box, obviously, is a big picture of my for sale sign, my brand.
Yeah, so you see that little gray area. What that is that's blank. And so in order to keep the costs reasonable for everybody, instead of creating a separate box or for everybody, what we've done is we've created a box that you could put a sticker on, and we could design the sticker for you. So the sticker would be customized to you, and the sticker would go onto that gray area.
All right, so that keeps cost down. Great. All right, so we got packaging, we got the outside. Okay, next is we got the goodies inside. So give us a kind of a run through here what we got.
So now the prospect opens it, and on the left-hand side, there's a video. There's two options with the video and the audio. As you can see on the left side, there's the CD or DVD case of the video and the audio, and these are the promo video for the promo video, which is the top, with customized branding, your photo, etc. And then there's the audio. That's the radio interview with John C. Hart, where we interview you for this bomb. Now, as well, I want to mention that if the CD, the audio and the video can also be used in the converter as well. So we can take that audio and video and use it in the converter as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let me say this, if everybody will hear what I'm saying. When we first rolled out the Platinum program 11 years ago, it was done based on what you're seeing right here, the bomb. We launched the Platinum program, and that's all there was this box with a bunch of materials inside of it. And as a result of getting it, doing the video, doing the radio interview, the multi-tiered flyers and the booklet, the testimonial booklet, the map of area home sales, and everything else that was involved in it, it literally transformed the members, me included, our businesses, Craig included. It transformed them into better marketing machines because it changed the language that we used and improved our overall scope of marketing. And all of these things that we produced permeated all levels of our business, not just inside this box we were using them, but we used them everywhere, online and offline, on our websites, on our YouTube channels, individually pieced, packaged, sent through the mail, whatever. I mean, the list was endless on how we were doing these things. So that's why I mentioned to you, it is a marketing breakthrough when you implement all these things aimed at getting more listings. Okay, so great, great job, Shai. So let's see what else we got. The next thing we got here is this folder. So what's in this folder? What does it look like?
Just previous to that, Todd, that the video and the audio are available on the DVD, but if you look on the right-hand side, they're also available on a USB stick.
I got you.
So you can have either or you can have both. So and we have the video and the audio as generic. So if you want to get started and you don't have audio, or that we do have a generic version of the audio and the video promotional video and the audio interview, and over time you can have your own customized version or start with your customized version. So there's two options there.
Okay.
Then on the right-hand side we have our folder. So when they open up the folder, you can send us photos of your houses with some, sold in 12 days or sold in however many, and that could be set up and customized for you. And on the right-hand side are what I call our 8 sections, and these are tiered, so you can see how the tabs are different colors, so it stands out, and each tab is a different title. Who will write the ad that sells your house, warning and shocking fact, sell your home for more money, and everywhere right now where you see either Craig's name or Todd's name, obviously that would be your name, your team name, your personal name, however you want to be identified. So the 8 sections are basically who will write the ad that sells your home. Section 2, how likely is it that your home will actually get sold by the agent you choose to sell it, and so forth. And
let's talk about that real quick, because these little details matter. The reason that there's audio and there's video and there's print and there's CD, there's DVD, and there's USB stick, if it's not obvious to you, it's because there's different personalities that exist in the world. Okay, some of you are skimmers. Some of you will read everything. Some of you prefer not to read but prefer to watch. Some of you prefer to listen versus watching or reading. So we want to appeal to all of the various personalities out there that our prospects have when they get this material. So by doing it this way, you got them. Okay, like you're going to appeal to just about every individual, whether they're visual or audio or, they prefer reading something. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that, including even how these flyers in this folder here, even how they're cut matters, okay, in terms of presentation, access, ease of thumbing through and looking at and finding out about what you do and how you do things, okay? So again, can you just print off a bunch of 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and put them in a binded booklet and stick them in an envelope and send it and say that you've got a bomb? Sure, but it's not a bomb. It's not leading the way in the marketplace. You're not showing up like no one else, okay? Because your competitors will also send stuff in an envelope, a pre-selling package. I mean, that's going on right now as we have this conversation. There are other agents having similar conversations about sending pre-sale packages. That's not what this is. This is a shock and awe package. So anyway, I want to make sure that everybody, and I'm just thumbing through, just flipping through some of these flyers here so that everybody can get an idea of what they look like. I love this one, okay? It's got the little lottery ticket on there. How likely is it your home will actually get sold by the agent you choose to sell it? Okay? And You can take a look at some of these things, and we'll move on to the next section here. But everything looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shai.
These are all the pages and all the sections, and again, anywhere where obviously your name or Craig's name, which we use to when we've updated these designs, obviously will be changed.
Yeah, the agent selection guide's a big part. There's Pinocchio. That's the majority of agents. We can include most politicians in this flyer too, Shai.
I would say.
Yeah. We won't talk about politics today, though. All right, let's take a look. Wow, that's
So I just wanted to show everyone all the sections. So it's a really well put together package. It's well thought out. It's well designed. When they get it, looks very professional. And as you're saying, it's a complete package. And not everyone, as you're saying, not everyone will read everything, but there's so much good information there that they'll take from it what their personality wants to take from it.
okay. Let's talk about the testimonial book. That seems to be the biggest hang-up for a lot of these guys. The flyers are easy because you pretty much it's a template. The audio and the video, the radio interview, the videos that you have, that's templated. It doesn't take much at all time-wise to get those things going. But this testimonial booklet here seems to be a sticking point for a lot of agents, okay, in terms of how they do things and getting testimonials and what's inside there. So what do you suggest there, Shai?
It's just a matter of getting those testimonials. What I would recommend is working into your sales plan or action plan testimonials. And the best time to get testimonials is when the prospect likes you the best. And with iPhones and cameras being so readily, iPhones, cameras, everyone's got a camera in their pocket these days. The easiest thing is when the home is sold, or when the buyer buys the home. Don't wait till the closing, but right there, right then and there, when the purchase has been made, or whether it's seller or the sale has been made, what I recommend is that start getting into the habit of getting a testimonial at that time, because that's when they like you best and they remember you most, and the reciprocity will be there. Because if you wait till the closing, a month, 2, 3 months later, however long it is, they've forgotten everything you've done for them. They're on with their life. So verbally, you would say, hey, how did you enjoy our service? What part of our services did you like? And I have a list of questions that I can provide everyone. There's an email address at the end. I can provide you with those questions. These are questions that you can ask or at that time. And what I would recommend is to verbally start asking those questions and to see if these would be good people that would give a good testimonial. And then once they've said it, or once they've said a few good things, I would say, hey, that's great. Would you mind if we got that on camera? I have my iPhone here or whatever. Would you mind if you said the exact same thing and I could record it on video? And the reason I say to do it on video is 2 reasons. Because with video, you can get 3 testimonials in one. One is you get the video testimonial, of course. Secondly, whatever they say you can transcribe, and that becomes your written testimonial, which what we would use in this book in any event. And thirdly, you can take the image when they do their testimonial on video. You could take the image and that becomes a photo. So now you can use that photo and the transcription for your website or for this book So that's what I would recommend for testimonials, and I welcome anyone to email me as well. I'll give my email address at the end, and I'm happy to send you my testimonial cheat sheet that you can keep to use in that regard.
Yeah, so you can see I threw up on the screen here. At the very least, you can just state facts. So if you looked at Craig's booklet, let me throw that back up on the screen here. 178 reasons your home will sell fast for top dollar. Now, did Craig have 178 testimonials from an actual seller? No. If all of you who have a copy of his book know that. But he had about 30. Then he listed about another 20 or 30 homes that he had sold, like I have listed here, just listed facts. Then he had individual pictures of his team and a quick description of what they do within the business to help the homeowner get their home sold. So it's kind of like a backstage tour in print of the house, interviews with his current team members or job descriptions and things like that. So that's how this gets done. So my recommendation is that everybody jump in here and put these things together, and how you fill the book or how you provide material will become evident. So just take the action on it first. All right, let's move on to the next thing in here is this map of area home sales. So let me blow that up a little bit. What does this consist of? How important is this factor? Whoops. Let me go back and pull that up there. Shai, let's go ahead and talk about this area home sales report, if you don't mind.
So the maps are, there's two maps. One is, the one that's on the left is accessible to everyone who gets the bomb, and that really talks about, we'll update the numbers. The numbers will be updated over time as things change, but the one on the left is, it shows that you're part of an elite group of real estate agents who, and then throughout the text and the literature that's in the box alludes to that as well. So this map really shows how big this organization is, or how big this group that you're a part of is, this elite group of of agents. And so visually we show that this group is a group that, across the country. And on the right is, we show a more localized map of your city, county, counties you work through, with dots representing homes you've sold in your career as a real estate agent. And visually, it just really shows the prospect just how many homes you sold, and the reason that you sold, and then of course in the text we write what's in it for them. That because you've sold so many homes in the area, you can do a lot more to sell their home than the average agent.
Yeah, so what happens...
So it's not just important to tell them that you sold all these homes, but the text at the top and the bottom can change as well depending on your USP and so forth. But the point of the text is not just to show them the dots and how many dots, but what the benefit is to them, why it's important that you sold all these homes.
Yeah, so if you haven't sold very many homes, you can use your company sales and the like.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. All right, so there's a newspaper mock-up that's involved as well?
Yes. So it's the same information that we find throughout throughout our work here, but it's done in different media. And going back to what you were saying, Todd, that people will gravitate to different media. Some will watch a video, some will open the folder and leaf through that. But then this newspaper, which is on sort of a newspaper type of paper, the idea is that it looks like you've been in print. So it gives the impression that you've been written up in a newspaper, or this newspaper has written up on you. It's just another media, it's just a different way of presenting that attracts people. So maybe they're used to seeing glossy paper, but here now it's on newspaper material, and it attracts them to, oh, this is different, let me look at this.
Yeah, I like that. It's called tear sheet marketing. All right, so let's keep moving throughout. Now, hopefully this is becoming really clear to people. This is a shock and awe system. This is how you show up like nobody else. This is a marketing breakthrough for you. So let's look at some of the other things that are involved. So now we've got a third-party testimonial, and I think that falls into the envelope.
That goes into an envelope, yes.
Yeah. Which one?
Actually, I neglected to put that envelope now that I'm looking at it, but there is an envelope that previous letter on the left goes into, and let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, actually, I see it right here. It says, open to read this only if you're not sure about calling Craig.
Yes, exactly. That's the one. Yeah. Open this if you're unsure.
It's actually, I can read it through. Looks like this one envelope just covered it up. Right there. It's just laid over top of it. This what to do next envelope. Okay, but we'll go back. There's a cover letter. The cover letter. It goes into the envelope of. Read this first.
Read this first.
Yeah.
And then the Eagle, the Rush Priority Express, that is a facsimile of the bag that the box comes in. So it looks like it's been sent over Rush Priority.
It's got an eagle on it. Is that the bird of Canada as well?
We wish. Our symbol is the beaver.
Yeah, exactly.
The lowly beaver.
But you have a national bird, though, in Canada, I'm sure. What is it, the condor?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can look it up, though.
For kicks, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so that's great. Now that's the bomb, and everything fits nicely inside the box, doesn't move around, and it's a shock and awe package. So it was a game changer for me. It was a game changer for the Platinum members who put this together and still use it today. And at some point in your real estate career, you're gonna do it. And for me, it would start as soon as I begin to get 1 or 2 listing appointments a week generated in my business. I'm going to implement this system because that's a momentum wave, and that means you have seller prospects and leads, and this will become a game changer in terms of you not just getting the listing, but getting it at a higher fee, one-step appointment, and at a much better price. And what we found is we increase referrals by doing a better job of pre-selling our prospects. Let me repeat that. We increase the likelihood that we get referrals early on in the process when we create a better trust or bond with our seller prospect. And if you pre-sell them well before you ever show up and take their business, you're going to be much more likely to get referrals and testimonials. So to think that this is a zero-sum game, like, well, you know what, Todd, I'm already getting, the listings I go on, or you know what, Todd, I'm doing a pretty good job of getting, the price that I want, or I'm doing a pretty good job of, well, look, I'm just telling you, the more your prospects are pre-sold on you, the more likely you are to get referrals earlier on in the process and more often. Okay, that's a fact, and that is a breakthrough. That's an aha for it. So it's a game changer on all levels. It's something that you should be spending money on and doing. So Craig Proctor and I fully and wholeheartedly endorse it. The program that you guys are involved in right now was launched on this very marketing breakthrough that we looked at here over the last few minutes. So, Shai, if I'm interested in making this happen, why don't you tell me what I need to do?
Did you want to go through some of the pricing, Todd?
Oh,
or do you
just
want people just to contact me?
I guess for some price matters.
Yes.
and yes, you probably should give us an idea here of what it costs.
Because I have. Can you switch the screen over to me?
Yeah, I can do that. I control the knobs. So let me see if I can find you on my screen, and we'll do that.
By the way, the national bird, the unofficial national bird of Canada is the loon. So there you go.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, we could.
There's the difference.
We could have some fun with that. Oh, we could have some fun with that one. Okay, you're the presenter.
So this is, and then we'll show the email address at the end, where you can email me or call me, and I can send you a copy of this, as well as the testimonial cheat sheet I mentioned. So what we have, as I've broken it down, you can buy them in as low as 50 boxes. The 50 boxes come with everything that you saw, with the box with the generic sticker on it. So you get the box, the sticker, not the generic sticker, but the sticker that goes on the box that makes it customized to you. All the paper goods that you saw in the box. Now the extra, or what I call the a la carte items, are these 4 items, which is the USB stick. So you can decide to purchase the video and the audio, so the audio radio interview and the video, the promo video. You can have it on a USB stick, so you have them both on a USB stick, and they're $9 each. This is at 50. So you get both the interview and the video on the USB stick. So you don't have to have 2 USB sticks. They both come on one. If you prefer the DVD, the promo video on a DVD, they're $2.95 each. And then if you prefer the audio on a CD, it's $2.95 each. And the reason I broke it down is you may want to start off with the bomb without the video or without the audio. I would recommend, as we talked about, is to have both the video and the audio, because people will gravitate to different media. I would suggest that most people would either listen to the audio or look at the video, or pop in a USB stick and then look at the paper goods. So this way you have different media that you can show folks. And then the other option is the testimonial book. So the testimonial book, some people will have it, some people won't. Again, it's best to have it. It's something you can always add later. So if you decide to go with start working with us on the bomb, as you gather up testimonials, you could add the book later. We can print it for you later. So I've broken it out that way. But other than the USB, the DVD or the CD, and the testimonial book, everything that you saw, all the paper goods, folder, all the customization, of course, that's all included in the price. So 50 boxes would be $39.19, and then so 100 is $31.61. 250 copies is $25.65. Now at 250 copies, you may decide to get a custom box. So at 250, at that number, we can it becomes cost effective. If you want to have your own design for the box, we can do that for you. So you can have your own photo, you can change the colors, what have you. All the rest of the material remains the same. 500 copies, $22.93, and so forth. Now, for the audio interview and the video, promotional video, you can you have two options. You can include your own, so you can do your own radio interview, and then we can duplicate it for you for $2.95 or add it to your USB. You can provide us with your own promo video, and we can duplicate it for you for $2.95, or as I said, include it on your USB stick. If you'd like for us to produce it for you, then there's the audio interview is $495. That's a one-time cost. So it's done one time. Once it's done, you have it. It's yours. You can use it in the BOM. But the other place you can use it is in your Ultimate Converter. So when you have us put together your Ultimate Converter, we can the generic radio interview that comes with the Ultimate Converter. Now you can then leverage that production on your Ultimate Converter. So you're not just creating it for this, you're creating it for the Ultimate Converter as well. And of course, there are other online places that you can use it. And then with the promotional video, we could produce it for you. It's $9.95. Again, that's a one-time fee to produce. We'll work with you on the script. We'll produce it for you at one of the upcoming events. If you're in Toronto or in Anaheim, we set up a green screen studio at the conference, and we have you come in and we'll do it for you and all that. And then the editing and packaging, of course, it's all included in that price. So the customized video as well could be used in your Ultimate Converter, on your YouTube channel, a number of other places that you can use it. So it's not just for the BOM. So in every package, what you get is the newly designed graphics and packaging, the customized booklets and information sheets. That's the folder and the material, the tiered material that's in the folder. The two custom letters and envelopes. So those are the last two images that we saw. The two customized letters, the welcome letter and the letter testimonial of that goes in the envelope. If read this if you're not considering hiring us. The folder, the box, the poly bag mailer. That's the bag with the eagle on it, and then the two maps. The map one being the map for the platinum group, so that everyone gets the same one, and then the one that's localized or customized for you. And then the newspaper article, which we saw towards the end of the presentation. So all of that's included, and then there's different, as I said, there's different price points depending on the number that you want to get.
Yeah, so here's how we did it. First of all, we paid a lot more money than that per box. We had to pay it all way up front. Craig and I were spending $10,000 a whack, got a pallet of materials had to be put together back before we got you involved to do this. So we just passed the cost along to our customers. So our fees would go up. So if our commission was, quote, 6%, we charge 6% plus, another $300 because for about every 3 bombs we sent out, we got 1 listing. So that's how you do these things. Every time you have an increase in expenses, those increases in expenses should get passed along to the consumer. And then you'll be fine. You'll be able to fund your business real well and keep this thing going. So let's make sure you understand how to look at money and how money's generated, how money's made, and how expenses are handled. And I think a lot of our members they don't really understand how money works and how to do things that way. And they find reasons not to do things, or I can't afford it, and all that kind of stuff. And that's bad thinking. So part of Craig and I's job is to change the way that you think about things, how you think about things, so that now the sky really becomes a limit here in getting your business expanded to $1 million in net income or more if that's what you want. Anyway, great job here, Shai. Just give us an idea now of what, if I'm interested in this. There's going to be a few people that want to do it and get this thing going. So tell me what I do now, and how do I get in touch with you, contact you? What do I do?
Well, what I can do is, if you'd like to get more information or like to get the order form to get started, what I would recommend is email me at doneforyoutv@gmail.com. Just email me. Email me as well. As I said, I'll send you the testimonial cheat sheet as well, and but I'll send you the order form. Once we get your order form, we have a customization form. And that form, you'll fill out your name and your company name and some statistics, and this is all information that we're going to do it for you. We're going to go into all the text, and we'll make all the changes for you, so you can see exactly what it is it's going to look like. We'll send it to you. You could approve it. And then we'll get it printed for you.
Great job, Mr. Shai. Appreciate
or
that.
Or you can call me at the toll-free number as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that you'll get a lot of calls on this for people to do it. Craig and I highly endorse it and make a minute. We're not trying to sell you anything, but we know that this is a common question. I keep getting stuff, and this is the reason I want to talk about this today, is I get stuff here put on my desk for members that says, here's my bomb. And I'm like, it's an envelope with a pre-selling package in it, and that's way better than most agents, but it's still not as good as it can be. So we just saw that. So great marketing breakthrough. Shai, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Okay, so now I believe some of you have some questions. So I want to kind of run through these really fast, right? How did Bill Watson get the template so exact for the Just Sold card? Did he have a real template and he just put his info into? And the answer is yes. The template was the same postcard that I helped Warren and Flax create that all of you have seen time and time again. It's a good USP card. So it's like I said in the video with Bill, is that you take your branded USP card and you use it several ways. Okay, one way was as a Just Sold card. You can use it as a Just Listed card. You just change out the testimonial boxes, but everything else should be consistent. Your performance guarantee, your call to action, statistical USPs. Okay, those are constant. You want that message regularly put into the marketplace, right? And the Randy said, as soon as I see the word guaranteed misspelled, I would throw it in the trash and quit reading. Well, like we said when we were doing it, Randy, that was not the card that's being mailed out. That was the first pass at throwing it on a template so that I could help Bill improve it. He hadn't mailed it yet. It hadn't been proofread. Okay, it was being put together. Okay, so that's why I disclaimed in the beginning that that's what you were looking at. And Bill said the same thing. All right. So hopefully everybody understands, because Angela Ponte pointed that out as well. Bill, please don't send a typo with guaranteed misspelled. Again, if you watched the video, you saw that we already knew that. There were more than that misspelling on the card. And that's a really great point. I'm going to recommend that you have somebody else always look at your marketing materials, because you know how you can read it over and over again and not pick up on things that are out of place, an I not dotted, a T not crossed, a misspelled word or something like that. So that's a big deal. I'm not a great spell checker at all, so I have, before things would hit the street, we had somebody that would proofread things, and I could count on them to pick stuff out that I didn't see. Worked great. So very good. Sam's question is, what about we sell more homes than the average agent? Okay, well, what about it? If you don't sell more homes than the average agent, then you don't sell very many homes, Sam, because the average agent only sells probably in your marketplace 2, 3, 4, 5 a year maximum. So you're well out ahead of those guys, and you don't have to be specific on it. You could say because we sell more homes than the average agent, we can do more to get your home sold, and you can just have a bar graph representing it with no numbers, okay, on the card itself, right? And I don't have that card to throw up here, okay? So let's see a couple other questions here. And where do you squeeze this card with the 4 sales letters? Okay, so the card doesn't get squeezed in at all, Sam. It just gets sent in addition to your existing marketing. So if I've got sales letters being pushed out to a market, for example, expired listings. If I'm pounding expired listings that we're pulling off and we're direct mailing to them, this just sold card, it'll get sent to those people as well. So it's in addition to. And I went through the list of everybody that it should get sent to. And I know that many of you are asking questions as the video is being played, and your questions eventually get answered. But if they didn't get answered, please send me an email. Make sure that I get your question answered here. That's a big deal. At platinum@toddwalters.com. That's platinum@toddwalters.com. Platinum@toddwalters.com. And a couple other follow-up questions on the bottom. Where can we preview what is in the audio and the video? And if you'll contact Shai at the number that's on your screen right here, or email, he'll send you the links so that you can preview those. You can listen and watch some other videos, both generic and custom. Okay? And yes, the folder's included in the box, Barb, so no problem. And as always, these webinars are recorded. I know it's a lot of information, but the title of today's webinar was Marketing Breakthroughs. And there's a lot of gold nuggets in the information that I covered today. A lot of gold nuggets. So hopefully you picked up on some of those. Specifics, general as well as specifics. And I'm not going to let you get off the phone today without throwing that bad boy back up on the screen, okay? Because I am so dadgum excited about this conference coming up. I know we've got the Outside Sales Agent Workshop next month in August in Toronto, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Look, I love Toronto in the summertime, and that's going to be a great workshop. I know many of you couldn't get in because it got sold out. That's okay. We've got another one coming up in the spring. Late winter, so look for that. And but the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference coming up in September in Anaheim, man, that's going to be big and bold. And it might be a little bit over the top for many new members. So old members, you'll be used to the big fanfare and the overabundance of information. But if you're newer to the program, you're probably going to need to bring along some duct tape. All right. So with that, that's going to wrap up our show today. Let's go sell some houses. We'll talk to you guys soon now. Take care. Bye-bye.